It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. Rainy day today, at least it's going to start to rain. And I just wanted to work on something different today. Because my channel name is Mowers and Blowers, I've been doing more mowers and not so much blowers. So I have to clear out my blower collection. I've got a few of them. I don't remember where I got this. I think maybe Larry or one of my friends gave it to me. But it's complete, you know. And it's a Craftsman, 200 miles per hour, 430 CFMs, 25cc gas leaf blower. Like I said, it's complete. It's not missing anything. The fuel lines seem okay. Maybe just a carb clean and I can get this going. I got some topsoil for my two sprinkler heads because I dug it up to fix the sprinkler heads. There were a lot of rocks there. Over here in the north side of Long Island, it's very gravelly. So even our beaches on the North Shore, it's not so much sand, it's more gravel, you know, rocks, pebbles, that kind of thing. So as a result, most of our land here also has a lot of rocks, which causes a lot of sprinkler problems because over the years, boulders, rocks, and stuff, they're right next to the sprinkler pipes underground, and over the years they shift, pushing the pipes to break off the fittings and the intersections and the connections, which is the reason why I have so many problems. Anyway, so after digging it up and fixing the heads, took a lot of rocks out. Well, the rocks have now displaced the space that the dirt was at, right? So when I put the dirt back in, there's a big pool near the sprinkler head, and as a result, I have pools of water there. So I need to dry out the pools of water, and I got a couple of bags of 40-pound topsoil. Each bag is 40 pounds, and it was only $1.77 over at Home Depot. I guess that's why they call it dirt cheap, huh? Anyway, shout out to Wendell Bailey, my Boricua amigo from Puerto Rico. He bought one of those long stickers. Keep those sticker sales coming, fellers. I appreciate the support. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to see if this thing has any signs of working. So as you can see, there's at least half a tank of gas, and the gas is like brownish. But I'm just going to see really fast if this even turns over, you know. Just a small note about yesterday. I had a bunch of subscribers tell me about my international harvester. It actually was not a Tecumseh engine because they said it was made by OMC, which is Outboard Motor Corporation or a company or something like that, and Evinrude, and that Lawn Boy uses them as their engines. So it's actually a Lawn Boy engine. And when I mentioned that it was my very first two-stroke mower, they said I was mistaken. And I says, no, I've never worked on a two-stroke lawnmower before, but I actually had a couple. I picked up a couple of snappers that had a Subaru engine on it. I never got around to fixing those. I just sold them as is because I didn't want to deal with it. But now that I've got one two-stroke engine under my belt, maybe if I find another one, I might work on it. Who knows? So I don't feel any suction at all. Like nothing is getting through. So I think the carburetor is really clogged up, or maybe something to do with the fuel lines. But I feel absolutely no suction whatsoever going through the primer. So I'm going to remove this air filter cover, and I'm just going to spray something in here. Some carb spray, or in this case contact cleaner, for my friends over at Lucas Oil Products. Take that choke off so the flap is open. I can just spray a little bit in here just to see if we have spark, and it'll start. Or a turnover. Give me a sign of it working, you know? good. That's good. Ooh. That's good compression. Whoa, 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 there you go. It looks like it actually kind of ran a little bit. Some brown fluid came out of there. So I think the gas in here is just horrible, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna drain this stuff out, pour it in some container and see how bad that gas is. Got an old bottle of Crisco pure vegetable oil bottle here with a funnel. Just gonna pour the remainder of this gas in here. Look at that. It's like iced tea. No, not the wrapper. The tea. There's something in here. Uh-huh. It is the fuel filter. And some other stuff. I have a feeling I'm going to have to change the almost have it. Oh, man. The black thing that holds the cap is stuck in there. You guys know what I mean? This thing. Uh-huh. And here is the fuel line, and it's brittle. But it looks like only the end is. So I'm gonna just snip the end of it. And just see how long this will last. Man, that just came right off. Okay. Oh, not okay. Came off with that little nipple. What'd you call me? Nipple. That's a pain. Get it on the nipple. I'm gonna try some forceps. So I just swapped out a fuel line, connected the nipple onto the thing, the fuel filter, and inside was some more nipples. So the guy has probably tried to change this a few times. Reconnected this holder onto the gas cap, and I'm just going to add a little bit of two-stroke Earl, combine it with a little bit 40 to 1, 50 to 1, whatever. As long as you get like a bluish hue, it's good enough for me. There you go. Bluish hue. That might be too light, actually. A little bit darker. Just mess with it, you know? After a while, you'll know how to do it. Give or take. Not rocket science. As long as you have enough Earl to lubricate the pistons, it'll be good enough. Yep. Carburetors, the primer bulb still doesn't prime. So I've got a clog in the carburetor somewhere that's not allowing it to prime, even after changing the fuel line, you know? So yeah, gonna have to remove the carburetor. Got a 4mm hex tool here. Not the socket, it's a hex tool. Got this from Samuel Sandoval over at Red Oaks Mowers. Thanks for the gift. It's just two studs, the 4mm hex. is very dirty. Z-bend off the throttle link. Disconnect. So let's remember this. The new one that I just put on is on the top, next to the primer. So that's the fuel line. Fuel line is next to the primer. Oh boy. The vacuum is leaking. If I shove that in there, it'll just leak. I gotta pinch this off or something. Gotta find something to stick in there. Stop the fuel flow. Remove the bottom one. I might as well change the bottom one too since I have this off because it's tough to get off here. So it's still pretty rubbery. Ooh. Gasket for here. Like that. Okay. Pretty dirty. And since the primer wasn't sucking any gas, I'm going to take this part off. Two screws over here to remove the primer bulb. On the bottom here is the, given all the dirt around here, some dirt may have gotten in there and clogged it. So we're going to be removing both sides over here. The diaphragms are over here. We're going to first take this off and see. Nothing unusual, right? Here. This is all clogged up here. Blow out all the holes. Brown stuff coming out. This part here seems to be clogged. Nothing's going through. Let me get a pin. Because nothing is going through there. Put a pin there. Look. Now it goes through. I'm going to put that back. Just put the primer part back on and rinse the whole thing so it's a lot cleaner now. Before I open this, you want to clean this area here because when you open it you don't want all the dirt to contaminate what you just cleaned, so I had to rinse off everything else. Just remember here, okay, this is on the right,
This hole is next to this side. There's no hole on this side, okay? So there's a little watermark over here. So this hole goes on the side with the watermark. This side has no watermark other than these two. You just want to have like a landmark area so you'll know how, if you're putting the whole thing back. Not that I don't know if it matters or not. Air is air, right? But you want to make sure that the hole is in the area where there's the least heat, I guess, so it's designed to be there. It's a little dirty. I'm going to peel this off and see if there's anything dirty about it. If not, I'll just put it back. So I didn't notice this right away through the camera. You guys probably did. Look at that. I've never seen that, actually. The diaphragm is actually broken. Big tear in it. This diaphragm is Dunsky! I don't know if I have another one of those. I'll have to look in my bin of parts. Old carburetor. Has a good diaphragm. Looks like it'll fit. Actually, it might be a little crisp. Check it out.
The diaphragm was a little bit crisp, you know, hard, but I think it's making a vacuum. Well, I might as well just try and see. First thing I'm going to do is, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm not going to put it on yet. I'm going to take this hose out. What did I say? This is the top part, right? This is the bottom part for the return. Just squeeze it and see if it creates a vacuum and starts sucking the fuel out. So far it doesn't look good. Doesn't seem to be sucking anything. Might have done this too tight. I'm gonna have to play with it a bit. Thought I had it correctly. It turns out that I think the fuel lines were reversed. I do that all the time, but I was just going by what it was before I started working on it, right? So whoever worked on this had it reversed. And I just followed his direction, you know? So now I put it back on again, and as you can see, it sucks fuel from there and shoots fuel through the return. So it seems like it's performing as it's supposed to. Seems like it. So all right, we're getting somewhere. Alright, got something there, fellers. I think I'm going to have to adjust the
Guys, so I put
fuel
everything
mixture
back,
screws. And it started running. It took a while to get it running. I got these fuel adjustment tools, right? One's like a Pac-Man, one's like a round thing with one side that's straight, and one's like a spline. You know, there's 3 major kinds. You know, there are like 6 different tools, but the major 3 of these. So these are only like $5 or $7 on eBay, you know, if you get them from China or whatever. And they work great, you know. Sometimes you might get lucky and find a leaf blower that's just a Phillips or a flat slotted one, you know. But I was adjusting this a lot because I think the carburetor is just very old and worn. And with that new diaphragm, not new, but, you know, another diaphragm that didn't have a hole in it, you know, from another thing, it contributed to some major adjustments. You know, you have to get the fuel air mixture just right. And even though usually it's just 1.5 turns coming out, you know, to adjust, the high one was like 6 turns out, and the low one was like 2 turns in. You know, you have to get it just right. If you wanted it just right, just buy a new carburetor. But because I'm not going to go and spend money on this thing, right, I just want to get it running and sold, right? It took a long time to adjust, which is also a learning experience. You know, you get better the more you do it. So I think I got it just about right, at least the best it can be. I mean, I probably tried to adjust this thing for 35, 40 minutes, you know. But anyway, look. About just as good as you're going to get this thing to go. 25cc's, old Craftsman, idles really well. You can hear the kind of the sound of how the gas air fuel mixture should be. It should be that sound. Pretty good, pretty satisfied. As you can see, my puddle here is out of control. I gotta get the water out of there.
Today I decided to whip out this leaf blower because I'm mowers and blowers. Can't just be mowers, gotta do some blowers. Got this 25cc Craftsman leaf blower working by changing the diaphragm from an old one. Cleaned the carburetor, changed the fuel lines. Now it idles pretty well. Definitely not the best leaf blower in the world, but it was free. That's right, free. See you guys next time. Mowers and blowers. Hey guys, that's right. I'm on a bike. My son's car needed an inspection, but his is a 1995 Legend Acura, so it only needs like a safety inspection. So that was only like $10. And then I brought my van in because I've always had like this weird brake sounding problem, you know. So I took it in for inspection also, and the bad news is I need rear brakes, brake pads, both rotors, and one caliper. So almost an entire rear end brake job, which I could have done the rotors and the brake pads, but I don't think I want to do the bleeding and the calipers, you know? So it's like $600 something. But because I'm paying cash, I'm a cash kind of guy, big discount. So I'm only paying like $5.50 with everything. So it's a decent day. And I just passed Quinn and he's like, what the hell are you doing on a bike? Anyway, I'm riding over there because it's a decent day. I haven't been on a bike in a while. And so let me go back and talk to Quinn for a second. And just go pick up my van, throw the bike into the van, and there you go, you know. Always an interesting day here at Mowers and Blowers. Let's go in the mailman. What's going on?
Where's the tractor?
Nothing like a good local auto repair shop that's reliable, honest, and dependable. Very rare. So whenever you can give these guys some business, do it.